Hey, what's up everybody? So in front of you I had the Unitek 140 watt USB-C GaN power delivery 3.1 charger. We're going to give you a full unboxing of it and a quick overview. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here's the box. Again, 140 watts USB-C power delivery charger. Here's the back of it. So included you get your instruction manual. So you got USB-A port, 2 USB-Cs. The USB-C has a max of 140 watts. USB-A has a max of 18 watts. And here are the outputs when you have them. So with the USB-A, 18 watts, if you have one device plugged into either USB-C, into either of the USB-C, you get 140 watts, whether it's the top one or the bottom one. If you have two items, give you a closer look, you get 65 watts on the USB-Cs. If you have one USB-C and one USB-A, you have 100 watts for the USB-C and 18 watts for the USB-A. Same thing if you're using the other USB-C and the USB-A, you get the same thing, 100 watts and 18 watts. And if you have all three, USB-A is 18 watts and top or the middle USB-C is 45 watts, and the bottom one is 65 watts. So when you have all three ports, you have less wattage on the USB-Cs. But here you have either split between 65 watts or 100 watt max for USB-Cs when there's two devices, and 140 watt max when there's one device. So included in this box, you get USB-C cable. This is rated for 240 watts. It's the first time I've seen a cable like this where it's 240. Usually it's 100 watts. And here is the charger. Again, 140 watt max. It does have specs on here as well to let you know what's the max output, depending on how many USB-C ports you have plugged in. You have your prongs. USB-A, USB-C, so it's from 45 to 140 watts. And USB-C 1, 65 watts to 140 watt max. So let's go ahead and compare this to what an Apple. So let's go ahead and compare this to what an Apple 140 watt charger looks like. So here is the Apple 140 watt charger that came with my MacBook M1 Pro, and you can see the size comparison for it. I have this switched out for the longer cord. But with the Apple, you only get one USB-C port for 140 watt max, whereas with the Unitek, you get USB-A and two USB-Cs. So with one USB-C, you get 140 watt max, which is the same as the Apple, but you do get two additional ports they can charge a minimum of 45 watts and 18 watts. So cell phone, another device, and your laptop, even at 65 watts, you'll still power up your laptop and charge it. It just won't be as quick, but 65 watts is a decent amount to charge your laptop to hold you over until you unplug your other two devices and are fully charging at 140 watt max. So let's go ahead and plug in some devices. So go ahead, plug it in. Let's plug in USB-C first into the one with the minimum of 45. You can charge my phone. It's at the fastest charging. Do that again. So it says super fast charging. Here I have iPad. Plug that in. You can see it's charging. Right there. Plug in USB-A to my cell phone. And this is also charging 18 watts, fast charging. So it's charging both iPad and cell phone at the same time. And here is the 240 watt max charger. Just go ahead, plug this in. And here's my MacBook M1 Pro. Plug this in. And it's charging my laptop. So right now it's charging at 65 watts only because I have all three devices. So 65, 45, which is charging the tablet, and 18 watts for the cell phone. If I unplug the devices and the only thing that's charging is this cable to my MacBook, it will be charging at 145 watts. And if I have two USBs, and if I had two USB-Cs plugged in, again, 65 watts and 65 watts for the middle, or for the second USB-C, since there's no USB-A being used, the power here between the two USB-Cs are split between 65 and 65. And if I had the USB-A plugged in, USB-C would be 100 watts, USB-A would be at 18 watts. So if you want to charge your MacBook that's at a quicker rate, just have one USB-C plugged in for 140 watt max, or USB-A and USB-C for 100 watt max. Till next time, see ya.